Dave Salmoni has the job that I would want to be doing if I weren't doing this. He's Animal Planet's large predator expert, which means he gets to spend his days running around with leopards, lions, and bears. Dave joins me now with his little friend, Queen Bee, the 8-week-old baby leopard. Dave, thanks very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, do you want to start by telling me why you decided to bring along a little leopard baby?
Well, we are using our little leopard cub to start talking to people about some conservation message. We've teamed up with Burritos and their Give a Bear a Home program, which is working with the World Wildlife Fund. And we're trying to teach kids about habitat and conservation of wild habitat.
It's a vocal little friend you've got there.
Obviously, if you want to learn more about what we're talking about, the Facebook page, Burritos Facebook page, is a great place to go. But literally just trying to teach kids a little bit something about conservation.
Now, obviously, anytime we turn on Animal Planet, we're like inundated with tiny, cuddly creatures.
Yes.
Do you think people ever take it to the next step, get that takeaway that cute little pals like this are actually endangered and there are things they can do about it?
Well, what we're finding, and one of the main reasons we're doing this, for this conservation push, is that oftentimes if you're never exposed to wild animals, you never understand why we need to conserve them. Why do I care that there's no more tigers? Why do I care that bears are getting wiped off the face of the earth? Once they're exposed, once they look at them and they're like, wow, that animal is really cool, then they start to say, well, what can I do? What can I do to help? So certainly if you watch them on TV, if you see a presentation maybe that we make, we're just trying to get a bond between people and animals.
And you have, of course, been around your fair share of wild animals. You just got finished filming a show, Deadly Islands.
Deadly
Give me
Islands.
a taste of what that filming experience was like.
Deadly Islands was a very big wildlife project. We went to islands that most people can't get to. Each island had its own sort of scientific mystery as to what animals happen to be doing there. And it was because scientists couldn't really afford to be there. It's so far away. So it was sort of a little boy's dream of, doing adventure. Once again, it's all these habitats that are untouched. As we keep talking with our Burritos partners about this, habitat protection, an island in the middle of nowhere is a great sign of what it should look like. Mm-hmm. I went to a place called Bear Island, and what we're trying to do is try and help save bears. This one island didn't need the help because it was so secluded, so far away. Yeah, it's a little boy's dream about just going out there, getting a tent, and hanging out with some bears.
Were there any close encounters with things that might have been a little bit more menacing than this little guy?
A little bit more menacing. Yeah, unfortunately, from my career, when you do deal with large predators, eventually some large predator is going to get too close. Oh, hi. Yeah, I know. He's trying to remind me that.
Very chatty.
In the Bear Island episode, absolutely. I was sleeping in a tent and a bear tried to get in the middle of the night. Another time, the whole crew. Hi, yeah, you're very close to the microphone, sweetheart. Come here. Okay, you're gonna stay there. I got you. Yeah. So each episode, I got bit by vampire bats on Devil's Island. I got chased by bears on Bear Island, and he's making it real difficult for me to keep one train of thought.
And you're still back, and you're like, that's cool. I'll just let the little animals crawl all over.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole reason you do this kind of stuff is because I have formed that bond with these animals. I feel like my passion was born at a young age. We're reaching out to kids and schools, particularly because that's when you decide whether you like animals or you don't. When I was a kid, I was like, hey, I did all my projects and my speeches and my book reports all on animals, and look what it did for me. I was now a guy who gets to run around the world and handle a little leopard cub one day, play with a bear cub the next, and then actually go out and see them in the wild. Oh, you're right in the microphones.
Give me a little bit more backstory on Queen Bee's story, because she clearly wants to tell us what she's got going on. She
does. She's telling a big story. Now, Queen Bee was captive born in Pennsylvania and is going to be what we call an education animal, doing these types of things, trying to teach kids about conservation and the value of it. So she's black leopard. And I don't know if you can see. If I get closer, you can see she still has her spots.
Yeah, you can.
You just got to have the light.
Do those go away?
They'll get darker actually. Okay. So see how she's got kind of a sweetheart. So you see how she's got a little fluffy layer above the actual fur. That fluff will go away, and you'll see the actual spots a lot better.
She's so cute, and she's of course an endangered species.
She isn't, but the black leopards are very rare.
Okay.
So the species is the African leopard, which aren't doing great. Once again, their habitat's getting destroyed a lot, which is why she was a great candidate for this project. But it was the coloration itself. I've never seen a black one in the wild, and I've never even been able to hear of anyone taking a photo of one. So they are very rare.
Yeah, it's really an incredible. Yeah. All right, Dave, thanks very much for being here.
Thanks
to Queen Bee.